Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock and time to begin our Board of Elections meeting today for this Friday, March 6th. And certainly appreciate everyone being here, our duplication folks, thank you. And also just a small reminder, if applicable, if you have not had the opportunity to sign our sign-in sheet as you come into the meeting, it really helps us just keep a record and know who's attending and be able, and just see how popular we are, really. So, but if you would please, I would greatly appreciate that. And you all obviously can take that opportunity as you leave the meeting today, if you so choose. So thank you for that. As we begin all of our meetings, it is necessary to approve our agenda. So if I could have a motion from one of my board members.
I so moved.
Thank you, Courtney. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, the agenda is approved. Thank you. Minutes, we will have to take the same necessary step to continue the minutes until a subsequent meeting, probably following Canvas would be my suspicion. But if I could have a motion to, Mary Ann, thank you. And if I could have a second for that, please. Thank you, Jake. The minutes, we have a motion and a second to continue the minutes to a later meeting. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we will have all of those minutes and adequately share them at such a time as it allows for us in our schedule. So thank you for that very much. Director Duncan.
Thank you. All right, so a few updates. The first is just wanting to let you all know that we're doing well with the audit. So we've done first passes on all voting types. So we're doing, we're on schedule for that. We're going through supplies as well, and all of the equipment is back at the warehouse. Check, check, check. All right, so today's a pretty important meeting. We have a lot that happens in this meeting. As you can see on the agenda, we're doing ballot challenges, our supplemental absentee for civilians, and then the big part of the meeting, provisionals. So for the challenges, these will just be presenting to the board what those are, and Devin will do that, and he'll let you know how we notify voters and the process for that. Those voters have the option to come on Canvas Day to the challenge hearing. On Tuesday, that is the official deadline for challenges. So we check every day for the like the death removal list and the felon list. So we will know on Tuesday morning whether we will actually need that meeting or not. For the supplemental absentees, Aaron's overseeing that process. And we will be looking at a list of all of the absentees that we approved on election day, essentially. It could also include cures, but I think, is Aaron in the room? There are no cures. So if there had been cures, we would have done another absentee abstract that had numbers on it. We still need to do an abstract, but it'll just be a 0 abstract. So we'll do an oath for that election day list. So it'll be supplemental absentee civilian. So we'll do that oath. I will notarize it. Bria will generate the 0 abstract and she will notarize that. And Aaron will go over the details for that process. I also, in the spirit of no surprises, wanted to let you know something for awareness, but I don't want us to get too distracted by it because we'll have time to talk about it on Thursday. But I did want to let the board know that we've gotten a significant number of absentee ballots after deadline. So we are up to 143 returned after deadline. And we will on Thursday go through those and talk about, any details that this board would like to know about. And then the largest part of our meeting is provisional. So this is the time will be our last significant addition to the results. This is the first time that we have had a larger election with the new deadline. And I'll go through the kind of an overview of the provisional process when we get to that point. But we do have a deadline, so we'll try to be efficient with this meeting, but we feel organized and ready for you all. So I don't think we'll have any problem meeting that. We are in the home stretch. So today is, like I said, our big meeting that will be adding more results to the tally, and we'll give you those results once we have those, and they'll also be posted to the website. So everyone will be able to see those today. On Monday, again, at 10 a.m., that's the sample audit. Not required to be there, but it is an open process. We very much welcome you and anyone who wants to watch it. We have 2 election day precincts. So those should go pretty quickly. 55.1 and 59.1. And then Tuesday, that would be the last day that we enter challenges, if there are any more to enter. And it's not super likely at this point, but we won't know until Tuesday morning. And then we get to the end. So Thursday is our pre-canvas meeting. So that would be the supplemental list of UOCAVA absentees. So those are a very small amount of absentees that have a different deadline from the bulk of absentees. So we would do that. And that one, I also believe we don't have any at this point. But we would do the same thing with a 0 abstract for that one. Then Friday's our big day. So Friday is Canvas Day. So that's at 11 o'clock. That's when we will present the final audit for the board certification. Are there any questions? All right.
Jake wants to know what kind of cake.
What kind of cake? I don't know. Gabrielle says to be determined. We're not there yet. All
I
right.
get to have cake before it's time.
That is the exclamation point at the end of Canvas. It's cake.
I enjoy cake the best campus. I expect cake as well.
And turn it back over to you, Chair.
All right, I believe ballot challenges will be Devin. So Devin, if you would please join us.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I coming through? Yeah, all right. This afternoon, I have 3 challenges to present, which is a lot less than what we had in 2024. And just to give overview for the sake of everybody in the audience as well, we do continue to do list maintenance processes while voting is ongoing. And if anything happens to make a voter ineligible to vote a ballot that they've cast, then we go through this challenge process, which a number of things could cause that, such as the voter becoming deceased, passing, appearing on the felon list, duplicate checks, that kind of thing, standard list maintenance processes. And in front of you, you have the list of all 3 of our challenges. And I figured to start with the most unique to this election because it is a primary. That voter is registered in the county and then presented to vote and did a same-day registration when they came to the polling place during early voting. And they registered with a different party. Well, they're registered as a party that doesn't have a primary this election, and then they came in and did a same-day registration as unaffiliated and selected a Democratic ballot. Based on where this voter is registered, there is no ballot style available for them. So that is the reason for this process. And in numbered memo 2022-05, there's a section for it, in the frequently asked questions on the back. Number 11 is specific to this instance, where it's if a registered voter affiliated with a political party can't be found during check-in and early voting and uses the same day registration to re-register with a different party and vote that party's ballot. How to handle it. And that goes into not linking the two registrations together and then starting the challenge process, which is what we're here for. This voter has been notified already as well. Any questions?
Are there
about-
questions for
about this one?
Devin? Do you have something? I do. This is for this particular challenge, that one, Sally. I only have the one for that particular voter, so I'll have to share.
If the voter had lived within the city of Asheville, they would have been able to select the nonpartisan city of Asheville ballot, but they do not. They're not registered within the city of Asheville. So the challenge process for this would involve, of course, at Canvas, we would deduct the ballot that was put through the DS200.
And just for clarification, today what we're doing is the board is reviewing these and entering that challenge so that these voters have the opportunity to come at Canvas and talk to us if they disagree with the challenge. They're not required to, but they can do that. So the final decisions would be on Canvas
Is it
Day.
Canvas?
Yeah, if the challenge is sustained. Of course.
So no action on our part today, other than to review.
Yep, to decide whether you want to enter the challenge or not.
Do we need to
We're
do this?
recommending that you do.
So should we do one, and should we do these individually then probably? Yes.
Yeah, the third one is an absentee ballot challenge. So before the challenge could be entered, there has to be a motion to disapprove the absentee application before the challenge can be entered.
So Devin is saying do them one at a time.
Yeah.
Got it.
So with regards to this challenge, do I have a motion, Mary Ann?
I'll make a motion to sustain or to enter challenge on the ballot that had no ballot style.
I'll second.
All in favor of entering the challenge, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Cool.
And I'm presuming I sign the bottom of this and then give it back to you.
Yes, ma'am. The second challenge that we have is an incorrect ballot style, which there were a lot of in the general of 2024. This is the only one that we've had that requires any action. The voter was handed the wrong one on the first day of early voting. there's just, working out the kinks on the first day. The voter voted an incorrect ballot style, and then was notified through Priority Express mail, came back, voted provisionally. And he is listed as being recommended for approval on his provisional.
Okay.
So,
He was just inadvertently given the wrong ballot style.
yes, that's correct.
So do you need to see this? It's just marked on the form, but you look behind it. Issued the wrong form.
And he was given a ballot of a party that he's not registered with.
Right.
Which is-
Mary Ann, may I have a motion, please?
Now, I'll make the motion to enter a challenge on the incorrect ballot, so.
May I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Challenge is entered.
Thank you. The last challenge for this afternoon is a absentee by mail voter that has unfortunately passed away. Their ballot was scanned at the February 10th absentee board meeting and has gone through the DS-200, thus necessitating that the ballot be challenged. We go through this process. This is the one that would require a absentee ballot disapproval first before entering the challenge.
Looking for the, oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay. All three have been notified. You
Yes,
mentioned the first one had been notified. I just
and-
wasn't sure I heard the other.
second one as well. Then this one is in the mail. Couldn't overnight it because FedEx had a chemical spill in Memphis, so I can't overnight a letter to Fairview, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be quicker just to hand deliver.
Yeah.
That's how close the world is now. A chemical spill in Memphis impacts us.
Yeah.
Fairview.
Fairview.
Devin, how do we find out when a person has deceased,
We,
is deceased after they vote? How do we know that?
we get two lists from the state, from the DHHS,
Okay,
and then we also have a list that we get from the Register of Deeds.
and you have to check it.
Yep.
And, wow, it's a lot of work, isn't it?
If they were alive when they voted, it's interesting they have to be removed. Yes.
All right, if I may have the
I'll
motion,
make a
please.
motion to disallow the absentee ballot of the deceased voter.
Okay, may I have a second, please? Thank you, Jake. All in favor of accepting this challenge, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All three challenges are entered.
Thank you.
Well, we do need to enter the challenge now.
Oh.
That was,
Marion,
Right.
right.
Just disapprove.
so I'll make a motion to enter a challenge on the vote.
I'm sorry, Mary Ann, would you repeat that, please?
I'll make a motion to enter the voter challenge on this vote.
May I have a second? Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Cool. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, it wasn't what's voted on now and on the second.
The first vote was to basically disapprove the absentee ballot application that was filed at early voting. And then we voted to
Approve the
to
challenge.
approve the challenge that we will address at Canvas.
And then the one who's given the correct ballots filed.
We voted to accept the challenge, but they had the opportunity to come at Canvas. Devin, thank you.
Yep, thank you all.
Okay. Are you doing the supplemental list? Aaron?
Good afternoon, board. Can everyone hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes, loud and clear.
So to reiterate, the point of the absentee review today would be to review if we did have any cures for any absentees that were received by the deadline of 7:30 on election night. And they had until noon today to cure if it was needed. We did have one cure pending, however, that person did not turn that cure in by noon. So we don't have any to review today, but we do need to approve our supplemental list. And that actually includes everything from election day. And if we had any cures, it would include that as well. So I'll have that list to pass around to you all.
So it wouldn't have changed at all.
Correct, yes. And this is civilian only, so this is 18 civilian ballots. So you can all sign off on this to make a motion to approve it. That is civilian only because we can still receive any overseas or military ballot by mail by next Thursday at 5. If they want a motion to approve that list.
All right, if I could request a motion to approve the supplemental list.
I so move.
May I have a second? All in favor of approving the executed absentee ballot supplemental list as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's the list, and I will now read the oath. I, Dr. Glenda Weiner, Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed absentee ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the third day of March 2026, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and have been received by the County Board of Elections no later than 7:30 PM or the time provided in General Statute 163-231B on the day of the statewide primary or general elections or county board election. I certify that the chair, member, officer, or employee of the Board of Elections has not delivered ballots for absentee voting to any person other than the voter by mail or by commercial courier service or in person, except as provided by the law, and have not mailed or delivered ballots when the request for the ballot was received after the deadline provided by the law. This is the 6th day of March, 2026. All right, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
I believe next is Corinne is going to give some,
I think we need the zero abstract from Bria. Glenda, if you'd like, I could go skip ahead a little bit and explain the provisional, like the overview of the provisional process, then we can come back to absentee for the
for the zero.
for the zero abstract.
Yes, please.
Okay. So today we are processing provisional ballots. Provisionals are a federally required type of voting that allows people with eligibility questions to cast a ballot that are researched after the election day to determine whether they're entitled to a vote in that particular election. There are provisionals every election, and they're most often related to questions about timely registration, party affiliation, or jurisdiction disputes, and occasionally administrative issues like there's a new address and we don't have it in our system, something like that. Provisionals are essential because they are a method to ensure that eligible voters are not mistakenly turned away, and also that ineligible voters, that their votes don't count. This election, again, is the first larger election that we process provisionals under shorter deadlines. The new deadline is 3 days after Election Day, and that's today at 5 p.m. So we're going to make that happen. In order to meet that deadline, Nate and Victoria, who will be presenting later, worked to create a new process for research. And they hired a bigger team and they trained a larger team. We had 2 team leaders and 14 processors that worked in pairs. The teams were trained in 4-hour sessions before the election, and Nate will go into more detail about how specifically how the research was conducted, but essentially experienced processors were paired with newer processors. These teams reviewed each provisional ballot application individually, very similar to what you all do for absentee. And then they made a recommendation based on their research, and that's what you're going to review today. So the team will present their recommendations, and then you will review those. You'll review them in 4 sections. And I recommend that we hold motions on those sections until they end so that we can accommodate any changes that the board might have. So we recommend something, but you open the envelope and there's a different ballot style in there. And we might need to change categories. So I recommend we keep track of that and then make those final motions at the end. You will be given a partner that worked on the provisional team, and you can use them to stay organized and ask questions. Of course, Nate and Victoria will be available to verify any information that you need to. And Nate, again, will go into more detail about the flow, but for each provision, each provisional type requires a different flow. But the big picture is that you'll need to review the name and make sure that it's on the list and that all ballots have a name on the list. So we're kind of auditing to make sure that all provisionals are accounted for. You'll initial the envelope, and Glenda, technically it's the chair who has to initial them. So I think Jake can attest to this. You might want to ask for a motion to allow the other members to sign them. Otherwise, you'll be here signing envelopes for an hour. So maybe we can do that after this too. So while we wait for the abstract. For approved and partially approved provisionals, you'll take out the ballot and make sure the precinct is written on it. For not approved ballots, they do not get opened. And again, Nate's going to go through each category to remind you, but these are just kind of big things. And we'll go in this order. So we'll start with pending, which is provisionals that we want the board to weigh extra into. So we have a few of those. We don't have a lot. We have 3 ID exception forms that we found. So as we've gone through our supplies, if you remember, there were some missing ID exception forms. So we found 3 of those, and then there's another special case to review. Then we're going to do the partial ones because those require duplication and will take some time. So we want to start that. We do have 2 teams, so we should be able to get through those pretty quickly. But just in case, we want to start that early so they could be running through that while we do other ones if needed. Then we'll do the approved ones, and then we'll finish with not approved. And again, we wouldn't open those ones. And then once the board has made decisions about all of the ballots and applications, we'll post the results to the website, and we'll also print those results for you. And again, that'll be the last big change that we make to the results. There will be other changes based on challenges, et cetera, that will be reflected on Canvas, and we will explain those. And again, our goal is to have all this done by 5 p.m., which I think is reasonable. Nate and Victoria have done a great job of getting us organized. Are there any questions?
How many
Right.
total? How many?
304. Thanks, Nate. And I see Bria sitting in the front row, so she must be ready for us.
Because these are zeros and we don't have results reports to compare them to, do you mind if we start them all this in? Okay. At each copy, make sure that there's zeros on each one, sign and pass it down to the next person.
Okay.
All 3 have to be signed.
All 3 signed? Okay. Do you want these dated?
You can, yes.
Courtney, please don't sign the top line.
Okay,
Read the caption.
okay. Nobody said that. I've already signed it, so I'm sorry.
Understood.
You want me to erase it?
No, no.
Not my fault.
No.
Just- I saw the caption, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention.
Too late. The last one won't be signed on top.
Just going to put an arrow from recording. But they're all signed off.
There's one.
Always look for the fine print. Gotcha.
Do you have a line?
We need a motion to. Need a motion. Jake will know. Do we need a motion to approve this?
Doesn't hurt, that's what I'm thinking.
All right,
So
if I could have a
everyone see
motion, please, from a board member to approve the zero abstract, please.
So moved. I'll
Okay.
second it.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right. Motion carries.
You want to do the other one to free us up to sign the provisions.
Oh, yes. And if I could also have a motion to allow any board member to sign the provisional ballots as we move through the process.
Yeah, that is a good one. I will move that any board member will be able, that has the authorization of the chair, with the authorization of the chair, has the authority to sign the provisionals.
May I have a second, please? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the board chair thanks you for your willingness to preserve my signature ability.
Yeah,
Nate?
you watch out for that writer's cramp.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't delegate, I learned the hard way.
Thanks for taking one for the team. Nate, if we welcome you to the podium, sir.
All right, good afternoon, board members, Director Duncan. I will be presenting the provisional ballots for your approval today. So Director Duncan already gave you an overview of the provisional process, so I'm going to kind of get into a little bit more detail of why somebody would be asked to vote provisionally, and then the research our team conducted to verify those. Provisional ballot is used to record a vote when there are questions about an individual's eligibility to cast that ballot. So that could be a number of reasons. So they could have shown up to the incorrect precinct. They could have asked for the incorrect party ballot style. They're registered one party. They asked for a different party's ballot. They might have moved and not updated their address. Could be an unreported move. They might have voted already. We catch that. We look into that. So there's a number of reasons that a voter might be asked to vote provisionally. Now, when that happens, y'all are familiar with the process. They seal that ballot inside the provisional envelope. They complete the application. If there's an issue with the ID, like they don't have one, or if they're on the registration and repair program, they'll be asked to provide those ID numbers, either a driver's license or the last four of their social security. So when we get all those back, our team researches them. So what does research look like? We look at a lot of different databases to verify their eligibility to vote or not to vote. We verify the precinct. We verify the ballot style, that they got the correct ballot style based off their jurisdiction where they live, and also based off their party that they're affiliated with. So there's 4 main systems we look into. Most of them are contained within SEAMS, which is our database of our voter records. So we check VoterView first, and we confirm that, if they're an active or inactive voter, maybe they've been removed. We start there first to verify their information. After that, we look into Voter Scan. So that is a database that actually has a lot of the scanned documents associated with that voter's profile. So we're checking all that. We also check the statewide voter search tool to see if they're registered in a different county. And then we also look at something called the DMV report. So any voter that votes provisionally, it's going to come up in this DMV report, and any attempts to update their registration or register on the DMV's website are going to be listed under their name. So the report only pulls voters that voted provisionally, and then it shows you any attempts to update or register online. So we're checking all that, especially for timely attempts to register. A lot of people miss the voter registration deadline. In this case, it was 6 February. So if they register after, they need to go to early voting and same day register. But if they miss that and they voted on election day and they didn't make a timely attempt, then we wouldn't count that. But those are all the systems we check I just want to let you know that process. And so this time, what we did, we also used a digital checklist. So, and the teams of two, we had one person doing the research in those systems I just talked about. The other person had that digital checklist up, and it just records everything into a nice clean Excel sheet at the end. So it's all there. So we can show that we did all the research for you. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Second. So this is just an overview of the provisional ballots that were cast by type. So you can see the category of the provisional ballot and how many we had, just to kind of give you an idea. And then on Canvas Day, I'll do that full audit that you got last time that shows the number of approved, partially approved, and not approved. So we'll do another breakdown there.
Jake, you're wanting to see it on the screen.
I think that our guests would like to see that screen. So just scroll that.
A little bit, there you go. Can't really get it all on there at one time. I think she would take 2 pictures.
All right, and so yeah, that's just some interesting information that just kind of shows you the breakdown.
Anything of interest on the big picture compared to other years, or something that jumps out at the teams?
The only thing really new is that DLSSN category that was new this election for the registration repair project, but that's the only one. But the numbers were pretty much in line with what I was expecting. Usually in a primary, we get about 300 to 500 provisional ballots based off the historical data I looked at, and we were right at 304 this time.
So approximately a little more than 25% of them were for no record of registration. Is that pretty common?
That's pretty common. That's usually in that category of not approved. Usually it's no record of registration, or they didn't make a timely attempt to register. So, or they're registered in a different county and then they come here to try to vote on election day, things like that. But nothing out of the ordinary. Yes.
What is the jurisdiction dispute?
Yeah, jurisdiction dispute could occur when a voter, say they live in the county and they present a vote at a city precinct, and they say, no, I live in the city. Maybe they're like right on the edge of the boundaries. So it's a dispute in that regard. So they'd be qualified for county level races and up, but not the actual city council, for example.
So that would be partial.
Yeah, so that could be a partial one. And then since Mary Ann mentioned partials, I want to bring that up, and we'll get into it a little bit more in a minute. But the partials, those are going to be mostly from wrong party ballots. So again, say you live in the city of Asheville, say you're a Republican, you vote a Democratic ballot. All the contests above city council are partisan contests. So for this case, so those wouldn't count. But since you live in the city, since Asheville City Council is a nonpartisan race, we would count that partially. And that's what the duplication team is here for. Okay, so like we mentioned on Wednesday's meeting, I said that we had 3 duplicate entries in the provisional module. So that's why the total number is 304, not 307. And on the board here, we'll kind of use it to keep track. So we have these categories, which equals 303. We have one that's still in a pending, and that's one we want y'all to look at in a little more detail.
It's hard to read that board. Is there a way to make the greener or something? It's at 21, 30.
I
can't-
bet
I just can't
Victoria
read it.
could help me with that.
I
it's-
just can't
It's black
see
one.
the numbers.
Yeah, Victoria's gonna kind of bold those here in just a
use
second. So I just wanted to point out the fact that the total is 304. There's 3 duplicate entries.
Better.
I can give you I have a list with those names showing the duplicates.
Anyway.
And then we have the one that's in pending. So 303 plus 1 will be 304 total.
We have a budget for new markers.
I'll just bring some. It's better, thank you.
All right.
It's just not very dark. But it's better. Yeah.
Take 3D.
Yeah.
I thought that would make it pop.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
really
fine.
okay.
Do you want black?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're closer.
Good for you.
I can't hear here. You know, there. We need to be closer together.
Yes.
You made it. Are you making dinner or something?
All right.
Yes.
So what we'll do is, as Director Duncan mentioned, there's different categories, as you can see, partially, fully disapproved. We'll go one at a time and we'll kind of give some instructions before each one, and we'll just move deliberately in that fashion. All right, so what I'd like to do first is Director Duncan mentioned that we found those 3 voter photo ID exemption forms. So after we didn't see them in the provisional envelopes that y'all opened, we went and double checked everything and we found them in the blue VIP poly bags that the chief judge had misplaced. So,
I can see that.
I'll give you those now, and we can you can review and make a motion to approve or disapprove, or whatever you want. So the first one, let's see, give you all one. And I will give you all one.
You just.
That's the best reason.
This one's good. And this is the third one. So they brought wrong ID. but they came in and showed the correct ID.
Oh, they
In
did come in,
time,
okay,
yeah.
great.
Was this the one from California?
I don't
No,
recall.
I think they came back. Okay.
We have you guys. I was just asking if they.
He's explaining to her how.
Are y'all good
In
with
a
this
blue
one?
bag.
Okay.
Blue bag.
I think we're missing.
Should be right. Nate,
Yes.
while we're waiting, could you explain to those that are watching what we're talking about when we say it got into one of the other bags at the polls?
Yeah.
Because if we've worked the polls, we know that, but
Yeah,
our
absolutely.
visitors may not know that.
Yeah, so I was asked to kind of explain what we're doing. So at the end of election night, the chief judges bring everything back to the warehouse and we intake it all. And typically all provisional ballots are contained in this red plastic bag that we call a red poly bag. So everything related to provisional should be in that bag. There's also a blue poly bag, which we call the VIP bag. So has very important documents in there. And sometimes when the chief judges are closing up their stations, they'll put the wrong documents in the wrong bags. And so the photo ID exemption forms for these three voters were put in the blue poly bag instead of with the provisional application and envelope inside the red poly bag. So on Wednesday, we presented all the ID exception forms to the board and they approved them. We had three that were missing those exception forms. The board members opened them to see if it was inside, because sometimes they put it inside the security envelope. They weren't in there, so then we searched and we found the three in the blue poly bags at the warehouse. So, all right, so I think we have everyone. Okay, so if you want to make a motion to approve these three.
I'll make a motion to approve these three provisionals that we have found the ID exception forms and have seen them.
Are we approving the ID exceptions?
Yeah.
Make the motion to approve the ID exception forms on
Yes,
these three
just the
provisional ballots, correct?
Correct.
May I have a second, please?
I second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, great. All right, so the next one we're going to do is that one lingering pending one, and this will be a good warm up for all the other ones. So let's see. So just a little background. What I want to explain, this voter has had to vote provisionally the last several election cycles because of a wrong party ballot. So the voter was a registered Democrat at one time. And when they went to early voting in 2016, the poll workers ask, what party ballot style they want. And if they want the ballot style that's not assigned to them because of their party, we let them vote that. It's voted provisionally, and then we check it. But they're also asked if they want to update their registration after the election. So there's a spot on the provisional application, which should inform the Board of Elections that we need to update their party affiliation after the election. So they can't switch in the moment for that election, but we can update it later. So in 2016, this voter requested that they be, their party affiliation be updated from Democrat to Republican. And then and so that didn't happen. That update didn't happen. So
That
then
was
the
just
next,
an error? What does that mean?
yeah, it's an error. So we're supposed to take the applications, and anybody that wanted to update their party affiliation on their provisional application, we can go and update
Right.
that
And
after
that didn't-
canvas.
so
And that
the-
didn't happen
Okay,
for whatever reason. 10 years ago, I'm not sure.
sure.
I'm not sure. So they then went to vote again in the next election they voted in was in 2024 in that primary. And again, they asked for the Republican ballot, but since they were registered as a Democratic, still they had to vote provisionally. And then this time when they went to vote again, they were still a registered Democrat. And they had to vote provisionally because they wanted to be a registered Republican. And
Wait, so the 2024, it didn't get updated either?
so on the 2024,
Or it wasn't marked on there?
on the 2024, it was marked as just that they're affiliated with the Democratic Party, which is what they were currently affiliated with. So there would have been nothing on that application in 24 that would have signaled that we needed to change it. So that could have been a poll worker.
So the poll worker wouldn't, so when they asked for a Republican ballot, though, the poll worker didn't catch that they were, I mean, why wouldn't it have gotten written again on the provisional form, I guess, that needs to be changed again?
This is why this one's brought to the board. So we don't know, right? So the first one, we have documentation that that person wanted to switch and it didn't switch for some reason. In 2024, we don't have that documentation
So
that they
it wasn't
wanted to
marked on the
switch.
provisional
But we
ballot?
have this pattern of wanting the Republican ballot. So that's
Exactly.
why we're
Yeah.
bringing it to you.
I'm just going to guess that the last time this voter made an affirmative indication as to the party to which they wanted to be affiliated, it was Republican.
In 2016.
In 24?
Well, no, okay, in 2016. Okay, fine, but that's the last time that the voter made an affirmative statement that they wanted to be Republican.
That is a guess. I would have no way to know that.
Well, because the form, they checked the
You're right.
box on the form. And so
But-
my point is, I would think that the most recent documentation we have provided by the voter on the voter's registration would be the one we should follow.
But technically, they signed the application with the
With the
Democratic
Dem- okay,
designation.
Okay. So that's the nub. They signed a document
Right.
for a Democratic ballot and then voted a Republican ballot. Okay, thank you.
And I'll pass these out in just a second. I just want to give you an overview and then on the back of their provisional envelope, the voter wrote, voter believes this is a Buncombe County error, that the party should have been already corrected. So that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the history of this. And what I'll do now is I'll pass out the documentation. And so,
Can I ask one more question?
yes,
Since they apparently they voted provisionally because they asked for a Republican ballot, but they were given a Democrat ballot?
so they are in the system, they're registered as a Democrat.
Understand?
And they asked for a Republican ballot. They were given the Republican ballot, but they had to vote provisionally because
Okay,
it doesn't
yeah.
match the party they're affiliated with.
Okay. But they did ask. Okay, that's.
Yeah.
Have we notified that voter by mail or telephone call
We-
or any way?
So we talked to them yesterday and the voters said they want to be affiliated with the Republican Party.
Okay.
Yeah, so we confirmed that that is,
Do they have to come into the office to do that or to re-register?
so we'll
Or
need,
are you just going to do it
we'll,
over the phone for them?
we'll contact them again and get them their voter registration form updated. Yeah, so we're going to follow up with them to make sure that it's rectified.
Depending on what this board decides.
Yeah, so those are kind of two different. So the ballot is up to but for the voter to fix this registration for the next time, we're going to make sure that we get them the form and then they can submit it with the correct party that they want to be affiliated with. And then also so we don't have this problem in the future, I believe we are giving actual, if they say they want to be their party changed after the election, we're having them do an actual voter registration form because that's a very clear indication that they want to change. And then we give that to the voter registration team and they update it. So.
And this is voting today to allow them to vote Republican, even though they were affiliated with the Democrat Party.
Yes.
No, not yet. I'm just,
So-
that's why I'm asking
Yeah, what
clarification
we're gonna look at.
that that's what we're asking.
Yeah, so a couple of questions that y'all would have to answer is, one, based off that 2016 provisional application, do you believe the voter intended to switch and it was just a administrative error that it wasn't changed? And then do you approve the ballot or not? So I'll pass out those documents here so you can see the history. Sorry.
Thank you.
So the first one's the most recent one.
So it's, and on the fourth one down says, as indicated above, my political party preference is Democratic. So this is coming from, this is from the original 1999. Where's the date on that?
Are you looking at the very back
No, I'm
page?
looking at the very
Oh.
top.
The date's at the top,
The,
but this is printed out.
that's the date of the application.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Well, what's the Democratic piece then on the,
yeah, so the poll worker should ask, if I'm correct, are you just wanting to vote the wrong party ballot or would you like to update it? Some do that and maybe this was just a incidence where they didn't ask because I believe the voter would have said Republican.
got it. So this was printed out at the time of the vote and
Correct.
it still had the old Democratic on there. That's
It,
what
it does have that.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter all of it, so, yeah, so it's being listed. This is 2016.
Can we go through this a little bit more, Nate,
Yes.
please? Tell us the difference between each one of these 4 sheets.
Yeah, so let's start at the very back. So this is the most recent voter registration form we have from 1999,
Mhm.
where the voter originally registered as a Democrat.
Mhm.
The next one, The
It's
second to-
2016 one, where they requested to
Got it.
change. Okay.
yeah, so that's the 2016 where they voted provisionally.
2024 is another provisional for incorrect party. And then the next one's 2024.
Correct, 2024 and then
And then
2026.
2026.
It's consistent.
The board, if you are ready, may I have a motion, please? Mary Ann?
Is motion just for the provisional application or for the exception of the ballot? What do we need first?
Yeah, so we'll bring this back again. We'll move it from the pending to one of the categories. So
It's for the provisional application.
it's,
Yes.
yes,
Or is it the voter intent?
should rephrase this.
I think that you're making a motion for us to put it into one of those categories. So they receive the correct ballot style. If the board chooses
Yep.
okay, so then it would go into approved. So you would be making a motion to put this ballot in to the approved.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll make a
group.
motion to put this ballot into the approved provisional ballots based on a consistent voter intent across numerous years that this is how the voter wanted to be registered.
Discussion?
Well, I have to have a second first.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Discussion, please. Mr. Spire, I just want to make sure that I'm clear on this. I see a form that is filled out, and as indicated above, my political party preference is Democratic, and then the person signed it. But the person didn't write Democratic. So could you please tell me how the voter's affirmation of eligibility to vote is completed at the polling site? When they do the provisional voting application,
Mhm.
they are assisted by
The
an
poll worker.
election worker. The election worker does the data input that generates the form. I am concerned that this says, as indicated above, my political party preference is Democratic. And this would suggest that the voter made an affirmation. But on the exact same document, it's looking for a Republican ballot. I'm really confused as to how this happens. I realize, people make mistakes and there's
It's probably an
There's
education
confusion.
issue from the poll workers, that there's not probably enough time spent in training about if someone's asking for another kind of ballot than what their registration is, that it ought to be triggering some kind of writing on the provisional ballot about needing to update this.
Yeah. So my understanding, there's kind of two questions that are asked. One is, do you want to actually update the political party,
Mhm.
or do you want to just vote the opposite or a different party ballot style?
Right.
So some people want to stay their current party, but just vote
Vote
the
the other.
opposite style.
Right.
And so
Mhm.
when the poll worker pulls them up, it's going to have their party that they're affiliated with in the system already.
Mhm.
And if they don't ask those questions and they just start clicking through, and then they
Exactly,
ask
yeah.
which party ballot do you want, this voter said the Republican, and they didn't go in and then change
Exactly.
that to Republican
So
for
that's
us to
kind of an
later
auto-
update.
Auto-populated
auto
based on what
yeah.
the
Yeah.
current registration is.
And that's really where I was going with my
Yeah,
inquiry, because I just wonder how much of this is actually on the voter. I've got one more question. It has to do with the form from March 15th, 2016, where the voter requested and received Republican ballot style. And indicated that their party affiliation was Republican. Is there anything on this form that directs the Board of Elections to change this individual's registration from Democrat to Republican? I mean, I'm reading the thing, but I don't see anything in the fine print, and I could easily be missing it. But
On the 2000, so this one,
yeah, the
So,
3/15/2016.
yeah, so we should take this and update the registration based off what they selected on this form.
Okay, so that's standard
And that-
operating procedure.
And so that didn't happen in 2016.
Oh, I understand that.
And
But I just want to make sure that coloring this box here
Mhm.
is enough of an indication by the voter that they want to change their affiliation, that we proceed and actually do it.
That's my understanding.
Okay, if that's standard operating procedure, thank you. That's,
And then also moving forward, I believe we wanted to give them an actual voter registration form, so it's very clear their
going
intent.
forward,
So,
good idea.
All right, we have a
Okay,
motion
thank
and
you.
a second. Thank you, Jake, for the added discussion. Certainly helps clarify. Mary Ann, do you mind reinstating the motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the provisional ballot based on consistent voter intent over several years. And have staff proceed to follow up to change party.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ballot. The provisional is approved. Or we'll go in the approved.
sorry, we just want to make sure we.
Oh, is that your copy?
He's
Yeah.
confused.
Does he need them all back?
It just copies. Yeah.
Well, he may have good intentions.
All right.
or he may have good
I'm gonna
intentions,
update the
but it's
board.
not us to judge that.
So we're going to move the one pending into the approved category.
Okay,
He kept thinking that they had switched him, and they had not.
And for Comfort Board, we've started with most complicated to least complicated, so we should speed up. We should speed up.
Well, it makes life interesting, and you have to keep things zinging.
All right, next we're going to move into the partially approved ballots, and at this time, we're going to have the members of the provisional team that are partnered with you come up and sit next to you.
The judges are supposed to be doing this, and they should have caught it. See,
Sally, it's personal. I can sit by Sally. I don't know who my person is.
They're going to have to write it down. Okay.
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
Oh, there they are.
No, not they.
All right, and these are just a few things to remember to check for. That the application's signed. We have a label on the back. And then you have your partner with you. You can ask any questions, and then, of course, me and Victoria are here too. Okay. All right, so let's go over the process for provisionals. So we're going to do this in precinct order, and you're going to be handed the provisional envelope that has the provisional application and the ballot inside. And then we've also pinned the correct ballot style that we believe based off the research for the duplication team. So for partials. So again, you're gonna look at the envelope, make sure it's signed, look at the name and all the information at the top, and make sure it matches the name on the back. We put a label on here with the voter's name, so check that. You're gonna look at the reason down here, and you'll see the party voted on here, and you'll see some check marks indicating that we did our research and checked the precinct, the ballot style, and anything else. So after you look at it, you're gonna open it, does everybody have a little slicer? So make sure to kind of tap it down and slice at the top. And then we're going to check. We're checking the precinct. So when you pull the ballot out, you're going to double check that the precinct was written at the top. The poll worker should have done that. If not, you can write it at the top, and you have an assistant there to help you with that. And then once you've confirmed the ballot's in there and you're looking at it, please keep it pinned together using the paper clip.
So just to reiterate, so what we're doing right now is the partially approved ones. So these ones are ballots, as Nate explained earlier, that where the person was qualified only for some of the contests on the ballot. So it's mostly people who voted a different party ballot who also lived in the city of Asheville. So they were qualified for the unaffiliated, or the nonpartisan races. Again, that there'll be a blank ballot attached to it. That's the ballot that they should get. And that'll be pushed to the duplication team, and they'll duplicate only the races that they were qualified for onto that ballot. You will need to write the precinct on that, on the duplicated ballot, yes.
And then
The other thing I just wanted to point out with the envelope is on the back, the top was the poll workers piece and the bottom is the in-house research piece. Just not everyone has done these before, so just to know that difference of information.
And then I just want to point out the place you're initialing that was delegated to you by the chair is in this bottom corner. So you're going to initial fully counted, partially not counted, and then initial down here at the bottom. So these are all partial that we're doing. So we should do the partially counted one.
And Nate, could you read what the reason for that one is? So when the board gets their envelope, they can read the reason and it'll make sense why it's a partial.
So this one is an incorrect party. So for example, they voted a D1, so the ballot style is the Democratic 0001, and they are in voter view, they are assigned the N7. So there's a mixed match there. Okay, and I'm going to give you a list also. I'm going to give you a list each time for each category. If there's any you disagree with our recommendation, please let us know and hold it up, and then we'll have a discussion about it. But if any are good, I want you to just check it off that you reviewed it and sent it back. So it's in alphabetical order. So you'll just do the ones that you get, and then we'll do a master list and make sure that they're all accounted for. Okay, is everybody ready? Any questions before we start?
So this, they just.
All right, let's start here. That's all the ones in precinct 1. Yeah, there's not that many.
We're just going by.
Because there's not If you'll have multiple, we'll just wait till you're all, yeah, we'll just wait till you're done.
These are the parts. So weird. See, it says R5 there. It just didn't say it.
That's right.
I got another table for, so we can let Aaron know that they're ready.
And see, it says here.
Right.
Right. So that's the one on the left is right.
Okay.
Sure.
We may have a typo here of some sort, but we got 2.1 precinct and 2.1 here.
So they came to the incorrect precinct. They went to 2.1. But for this voter, she should have been at 62.1. So this is generated based off what site they go to.
Got it. Signatures.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right.
For a new ballot that will be DO2, that's the assigned ballot. Okay, she voted DO1.
Whatever that one's right. That is the voter.
Definitely gonna be partial.
This precinct is.
One on this one.
Really important.
Okay.
Candy sister to vote at 2.1, not 8.
Precinct.
Precinct.
Yeah, incorrect precinct, voted at
So whatever
54.
district you really can vote.
There aren't any more.
Need to be the
Should have been.
Girl, I
Voted
think that-
at 1.1. Should have been 50.
that's why I pay attention to the
You got
instructions.
a city ballot. You should have got a
fully approved.
See how she did. He's definitely longer than. Talking about this before, where it's indicated. I'm not sure what you can check that.
I don't know much of stuff, but what is your, this is my second round. You can sign up for 2 years.
second tier.
Yeah.
So they got no city.
Me too. Actually, they voted that they should have voted. Yeah, good for them.
May I borrow your green book for my duplicating oath?
Well, or.
Yeah, it's your job to babysit me.
Well, these are all.
States and
I just noticed something that has Scott speak before. We were looking at party Democrat. There's another checkbox down below that says, "I'm voting ballot that I-" There's another check mark on it. And I'm not sure we looked at that on that. That's the standard.
Y'all checked off? Yeah, if you could put your name at the bottom, just so I know which team did it. And we'll sign the full list at the end, so I just,
You want a date on it too, Ms. Andy?
no, that's okay.
And how do we end up having this conversation?
Both signatures I would.
Yeah, just so we know who, but we'll do a full list at the end also.
What is this? Is that yours or his?
Yeah, they're,
I think this is yours too.
what do you mean?
I grab things. so you
Oh,
just have
no,
to
yeah,
make
they're
sure
all
you get
good.
mine.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna hand out the list for fully approved recommendations. A little bit longer. You're welcome. Let me see. Only thing they vote, okay, but it's not on theirs, so they still have to scan it to get voter history. That's what I was told. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll start with the approved recommendations. So again, you're just kind of checking the same things, and remember to fill out the fully counted and then initial. You'll see the recommendation confirm that it says approval, and you'll have the reason there. So I'll start handing these out.
And so this, I feel like no one's, I'm not being heard.
And we need to write the precinct if it's not.
Check, check.
If I could have your attention for just a second, please.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. So now we're starting the approved ones. It's a bigger batch. You'll have more within a precinct. Just like Nate said, you'll make sure to mark the approved if you agree, of course, make sure that the description makes sense to you. And then you're gonna open them. And when you open them, I hope they're perfect.
Yeah.
But they might not be, so we need to also make sure to check the
ballot style. Or-
well, there might be something like else in the envelope.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they may have put something else in there. So just, if you have any questions about things like that, bring them up and we'll take care of them as we go.
All right.
Good for her. Yeah, that's good. I wish, again, it's something we could teach our kids.
And then board members, you're gonna have, sorry, if I can have everybody's attention. When you take the ballot out, you're gonna paper clip it to the envelope. There's paper clips in front of you, so just make sure you're paper clipping it to the envelope. Okay, thank you.
And
On the outside.
And the reason that that's important is on election day, ballots are not traceable. They don't have those marks on it like the absentee ballots. And so if we find a surprise in an envelope, we want to make sure we know which one it goes to.
So she turned in the information. It was
Right, except this is.
Good. Mhm.
Where you want it to stand? Okay. I'm just confused exactly like which ones.
If we need to, so.
It's just lucky it didn't get sliced, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's kind of nowhere to.
What happened? It's way up top.
And it's stuck in the seal.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so. It might not scan, but, we'll duplicate it if we need to.
Yeah, 'cause it's.
2.1.
So this person would actually work for the poll because.
This is 8.2.
So she must have received the correct. Should be 6-1. Voted in 29-2. So she got the right thing. She was additional. So that race is good.
This is- This is 2.1. They're the ones we opened.
You opened them
The-
because you thought they were fully approved. What, you.
No, those were the ones with the photo ID exemption forms that we thought were
Oh,
inside.
yeah, okay.
And so we have to secure them. Let me get you a little clip thing. Do you have like a staple remover? I had to staple some ballots back there,
No.
and they're struggling. Mhm.
I know.
That was inside.
I'm afraid so. I don't know that
Okay.
the lawmakers really understood what it
Okay.
meant.
Let me check. Hang on. I'll leave it right here for just a second.
Did you get us a staple thingy?
Yeah.
Atta girl.
We hadn't have got the two records mixed up. We should've just washed
Where
it.
there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Well, I think that the other part is.
these,
social media.
sorry, they're fully approved. So Aaron's, if you just put them here, Aaron or somebody will take them back to be scanned.
That, you know,
I-
kids are not communicating
Doesn't matter. I just doing,
When they're talking about what they're.
so
unhappy with
I'm keeping up with it.
Or that they disagree with something. They just.
Okay, let me look at this one real quick.
And then you're losing that whole
This is the
conversation.
question. Okay, let me leave that. Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. Okay.
So therefore it's easier
And I'm just gonna keep them together.
Right, and disagree with somebody too, because
Yeah.
you don't have to look at them. We were just in charge.
Let's give you all a big
I
stack.
think that's where it will happen, then the teachers, that generation, the teachers will start doing something different. They'll be having those little kids communicate with each other in ways.
The, I just looked them up, they're ballot style D1. And I believe when we researched it, that looks like a 1 to us because it looks like a 7, but the only ballot style that is 7 is N7. So that looks like a D1. And so they are assigned a D1. And so that's why we thought it was correct. But when we open it, it's a D3. So we're gonna have to duplicate it. So let me grab a D1 and it'll be moved to partial. So give me 1 second to go get that ballot style. Yeah.
But it'll be
Partial. Okay, and y'all are done with this one. Let me go put this back. Here's 2 more. Well, let me go get a D1 ballot still. Can I get a D1 ballot? Change it to okay.
partial.
Okay. Can you write partial on there so it's clear? But I'm going to change it before I give it to them. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like this is a D3 and this is a D1. So
On the back, I need to mark it partial.
yeah, partially, yeah.
And what's the new is D1?
D1. So basically they just missed the city council contest. Okay, I'm gonna go update this before I give it to them. So we don't, and I'll keep this one together. This person is. It's changed in the system. Okay, I'm gonna have a duplication here in a second. 50 point. This one needs to be duplicated. Oh. Okay. This, we put the wrong, this should be. I'll get you something. Anybody need? I changed one in the system. Yeah. Yep. Can you confirm we got all the ones from there?
he's just using an old driver's license. I guess as long as it's current. They would have checked.
Okay. Okay. No sticky notes going to be on this. Victoria. Oh, can you bring that one back? That 33.3.
Doesn't have the thing that hits in the car. Okay. Yeah, what?
I'm going to double check these.
Precinct. One. precinct 41.1, 106. Precinct. They cross this out and put this. Let's see if that explains it. Nate, it might be a Nate question. Or Victoria question. All right, so this one says, got crossed out for some reason. We don't have any reason. We haven't opened it. We just now opened it. So how? But why would it print out that way? But it printed out here is what I'm asking. Why would it? Maybe Joyce can explain it. It's you too. .1. Joyce might be able to explain this one. Joyce, this is your handwriting. You can help us with this. So this one, put it out as in.
Victoria, these are all 16.2. They're good. If you can mark. Welcome. sticker. Oh, you know what? Yes. This is the one that we talked about in the beginning that was right after the exemption forms. He should have been a Republican based off that guy. Yeah. And so yeah. Let me go mark it and I'll confirm while you're all doing this and I'll bring it right back. David Ash. That's our friend. Sense. All right, we're gonna move into the recommended disapproval one. So again, you don't need to open these. If there's an issue and you disagree and you think it should be approved partial, we'll just let us know and we'll look into it. So we're gonna go by category. So we'll do all not registered first. And then we'll just kind of go down the line so that they're all the same and you're kind of used to just looking at the same types of ones. So you all have your list in front of you? Is that correct? Okay. That's on the thing. Put your hands on.
I have blue peeps if you want one.
Oh,
It'll cheer you up.
Those peep things?
You won't be so
I'll-
stressed.
I'll take it as a reward once we're
You
done.
can have
Once
the
we're
whole
done.
box. You deserve
Oh, what?
all the blue peeps.
You're welcome.
You remember when
Here's
Please answer yes or no to the following questions. Did you hear all the calls?
Yes.
Did you see all the marks? Are you satisfied with the duplication? Do you have any questions or concerns regarding any duplicated ballots? Thank you very much.
All right, so Nate. So Nate is doing a final check, make sure that all the reports match. Bria has scanned the partials and the approved. So we're just gonna double check, make sure that, that everything matches. As you can see, our whiteboard failed. We're gonna have to figure out another way to do it. We got, what started happening is if you do a minus, you've got to do a plus somewhere. And we need a way to connect the minus and the plus. Otherwise, we get confused, especially when there's pending ones like there was
Yeah.
today. So
Okay.
we'll have to,
Double entry book.
yep, we're gonna have to
Yeah, right.
improve
I know
of
this.
that process. But the numbers match in the system, so we'll get everything caught up. And then, once Nate is comfortable, then Bria will, print out the final reports after you do the poly bags and things that you normally do, like for an absentee meeting. So bear with us just a few minutes and, I see, Joyce over there saying, can you release the partners? I think we can. Yep. Yes, and thank you.
Joyce, this is sheer fun on a stick. Where are you going? Nice to work with you. Thank you very much. You have a great weekend. Thank you. Oh, listen. There's some glee in that, I noticed. Yeah, yeah. Joyce, that was a little too gleeful.
Makes sense to release everybody so they
Will
can
you
rest
pass
up
this
for
to
the fall.
Gabrielle?
I've got it.
And are you want, are you
Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's no problem.
I just didn't want to, oh, and
Yeah, well, I got her.
girl.
Go ahead and get these out of
Do you
your
have
way.
mine?
No, they actually go on
Very
our
rough
back.
measure.
Oh.
This, like,
Which makes sense.
You don't
if
have
think
to-
about it.
Oh, they're going
All right, so the final total, we'll start with partially approved is 24. So I'm going to hand, should we do a motion and then sign?
So because 3 of them were fully approved prior, and now we've added those 3 to the partially.
Sorry, what?
Well, you had 120, you had 21. We now have 24. Where'd those 3 come from? They came from the fully approved group, which is now down 3?
Correct. Yeah, when we opened some of the ballot styles, were opposite of what, or not what was on the application. So
Thank you.
we had to do some partials. And we started at 303 and we added the one pending that we did before, Mr. Ash. And so now it's 304. Yep.
Pass that around to the computer. So that they can do a motion.
No. I get 307.
24, 151, 129.
154.
again.
Oh, one. oh,
24,
150,
151.
150. They went down, okay.
Yeah.
These up, it's 280.
Okay, gotcha.
Add 24.
Good.
It's interesting. I go that last digit and figure that out and then carry it.
Mary Ann, will you sign that? We can keep that moving around. Thank you.
Approved. Do we want to, approved is 151?
Do we need to vote on each one, Corinne? Motion? Okay. So if I could have a motion, please, for the 24 partially approved provisional ballots.
Madam Chair, I move that the board approve the 24 ballots for partial counting that were presented to us by staff.
Okay, may I have a second, please? Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We will now review the list of 151 fully approved. Correct, Nate?
Yes.
Could've done that.
Did you carry them all?
Likewise, Jake, if I could have a motion, please, to approve the fully approved 151 provisional ballots.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the 151 provisional ballots recommended for full approval by staff.
Second by Mary Ann. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, and the final one is the 129 not approved. Some help. No, I guess I'm not really sure.
Likewise, if I could have a motion to approve the disapproved 129 provisional ballots.
I so move.
Thank you. Second, Jake. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Step here before we print results is to make sure that these numbers match, so we have 24 partial and 151 approved. So these are the ballots that Bria scanned.
And the
This is
stick is in there.
This is the stick, and that's what Bria needs. I told her to go print the results, and she reminded me that she needs this.
Good point.
So this
We'll
is
do
what
that
she
first.
needs to print that, so we'll do that first and give that back to her, and then we are very close. to-
No stick for you.
The duplicated.
Twenty-six are the duplicates, so that would have been the partially improved, approved,
Or-
but-
Or like that one that got stuck.
The other one that I had.
Okay, and there was something
No.
else like that.
Any one.
She's got to take the flash drive out of it. So, yeah.
The first time I've seen one sealed in the top of the envelope.
Yeah.
They can seal these after.
Yep.
Okay.
You did count these, right?
Not a big old stack of 175 of them.
And then we'll seal it together here. So
And we're done with all of the, official motions that we need to make. So all we're doing is waiting on getting those results printed out, which will confirm that we have
That's
posted
switched. Look at
on
the
time. And again, this is a
Do-do-do.
public
See where it says
post, so
something?
anyone will be able to see the update.
Will you get any feedback from other counties about whether they weren't able to get posted on time?
I think we will hear if that happens. It is the hardest for the mid-sized counties. and we did it.
Because,
Because we have less staff than a giant county, yet we still have significant number of
Yeah,
provisionals.
let's see.
so it's really a staff issue mostly.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we had to hire more staff to do it in order to meet the deadline.
In order to make it right. So it's a budget, becomes a budget
And
issue.
bigger counties have more specialized staff, like permanent staff. So we have staff that have to do a bunch of different duties.
Right.
Yeah, I looked at the statewide county by county number of provincialists. We were like the fifth in the state.
Right.
Highest.
Fifth highest, yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Position are we in county-wise? Seventh, okay. I thought we were a little lower than fifth.
Those two top ones are way ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Wake and Mech.
Wake and Mac, yeah.
They don't even know anything exists past that.
No, you don't.
We're over here.
Hello.
We're on this side of
We're over
I-77.
here.
What now? What now?
Yay. Which means we made it, 4:47.
You've been in there?
Hey.
Yes. You're gonna get your peeps soon, Nate.
That's a matter of opinion.
It is. At least we don't have to get it.
Are they still unofficial?
Yes,
Okay.
but very rare.
After canvassing next week, they'll be official.
So Devin has pushed those to the state. So however long that takes, which usually isn't too long, to post to the web, and they'll be ready. And that is all our duties for this meeting.
If I could have a motion to
Our
adjourn.
next meeting?
I so moved.
Our next meeting, I got ahead of myself, Courtney, thank
That's
you.
okay.
Our next meeting is Monday at 10 a.m. for the audit. It is not a required meeting, but it is an open meeting, and I encourage, if you can, to attend. And then Tuesday at what? 3:30, Tuesday at 3:30. Are there any questions?
Is that still the Tuesday ones? Possibly, right? We'll know.
That's
you'll
why I
alert us.
hesitated, because I wasn't sure, because we don't know yet, right?
Correct. Yeah. And we don't have any reason to have one right now. And it's possible that we won't. So the next
Would be
for
Thursday.
sure meeting would be the pre-canvas meeting on Thursday.
And that's at 5:30.
Yes.
And Canvas is at 10.
11.
I just want to make sure I get these times in here correct. I'm sorry. Pre-canvas, please say again.
Thursday at 5:30.
And then canvas itself is Friday
At
at
11.
11. Okay,
Correct.
all right. We have a motion to adjourn from Board Member Courtney Blossman. And may I have a second? Jake, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Staff, you're remarkable. You are truly remarkable. What a team you have, boss.